In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. I used to take tea 3 cups, 4 cups, 5 cups, and sometimes even 6 cups a day, and three were considered as a routine, 3 to 4. During that period, obviously, when I was at home, I need to take the tea. I was at someone else's place, their home, their office. I was feeling the need of the tea. Even when I was outdoor, somewhere else, traveling or doing something else, spending the leisure time, I used to feel the need of the tea. So the tea was my only addiction at that time. Then I thought it is taking the shape of an addiction, maybe, though the lightest one, but still it is an addiction because it does contain the nicotine, the caffeine. So the caffeine, the nicotine are addictive substances, and a person who does take it feels the need of it and don't feel comfortable without these, without the availability of these. It is like the smoking cigarettes. Cigarettes are also quite addictive. I mean, it does contain the nicotine, and the nicotine is obviously, if at all we are found taking the nicotine, our body demands it. So the people who are smoking the cigarettes, they too are like the drinkers, tea, coffee, tea or coffee drinkers. These smokers are even maybe more at odds because it is not liked in certain places. At certain places it is absolutely prohibited and nobody can smoke. At certain other places it is despised upon, looked down upon, though the people do smoke even there as well. At another certain places the people can smoke freely. But dear friends, smoking it's a dependence upon the smoke, the smoke of the tobacco. So I think it is not something healthy at all because a smoker, if at all, is unable to smoke either because it is not allowed here or because for certain other reason because the cigarette is not available at some of the time. Some of the time does arrive when the cigarette is not available for certain reason. A person is traveling, but the during that flight or in the bus in the public transport, it is not allowed to smoke. How comfortably somebody does feel, how uncomfortable actually does a person feels quite uncomfortable, troubled, and he she will be so desperate to come out of that vehicle, that aeroplane, so that he she could smoke. Dear friend, some of the people are, chewing tobacco. This is called naswar here in our society in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and in the neighboring countries. It is called naswar. That is also a bad addiction. So all of these, some of the people, every time they're eating lunch or dinner, they need a soft drink. They can't live without the soft drink. They can't eat properly without the soft. That's also an addiction. Now some of the people are on drugs. Some of the people are on drugs. That is something really, really, really dangerous. Any and every sort of dependence is bad. Look, I use the glosses for the reading purposes, so that's a dependence. That's also dependence. Those people who don't have to wear the glasses for the purpose of reading, they're better than me, they're freer than me. I don't have that much of the freedom. I can't read without these glasses, so I'm dependent upon it. So, but unfortunately, this is not something of, I mean, I'm not, I can't get rid of it, because with the passage of time, as the time goes by, as my life, passes, I will be more and more dependent upon the glasses. So maybe after some of the time, I do have to wear the glasses not only for the sake of reading, but for the distant distance seeing as well. I would be in need of these glasses. So but these are the compulsory item, because that is maybe beyond my, although some of the people are using the lenses. And there is another therapy as well, there is another laser treatment which makes you free of these glosses. That is also nice, but it is not widely available here in our society, plus it is a bit expensive as well at the moment. Everybody can't afford that. No, I was talking about the drugs. The drugs are something really very 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 bad. Even chewing tobacco, the cigarettes and chewing tobacco, that is something really bad. That is not good at all. But as for the drugs are concerned, drugs are very 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 dangerous. Not only very dangerous, because not only very dangerous, but once it is not available to a person, what would be the feeling of that particular person, what would be the psychological position of that particular person, it is destructive in every sense. Destructive in every sense. It destroys us mentally. The usage of the drug, it destroys us mentally. It drives keep us demoralized. Only it boosts our morale for a little bit of the time after the immediate usage. Then it keeps our morale down, keeps the morale of the addicts quite down. The people look down upon them. The people despise them. So that is that the society does not like them. They don't want to socialize with the drug addicts. Now there are the people who using alcohol, drinks. So these people too are at odds, because the drinks are not available everywhere else. Plus after the drinking, some of the time their mind does not work well. So all of these sort of dependence, that is really 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 bad. We must not be having anything like that one as our addiction. All of these things are the addictions. As for the drinking of the tea and the coffee is concerned, that's also an addiction, but of the lightest density, lightest. So it is the lightest one. It is not considered bad at all in the society, but obviously we become a little bit dependent upon it. Our mind, our body even does not work properly unless we have taken the fix of a nicotine, caffeine in the shape of the tea, the coffee, the cigarette, the chewing tobacco, all of that. So I think, I used to take the tea 3 cups a day, 4 cups a day, up to 5 or even 6 cups a day. But I used to feel dependent. Wherever I had to go. I was, feeling in need of the tea. I was feeling in need of the tea, the coffee, to make myself mentally and physically normal and active. I think all of these things, because all of these things are actually restricting our freedom, and it is for good for us, if at all we try to free ourselves from all of these types of addiction. And I think it is a kind of fasting. Every time I think that I don't have to take the tea, and the tea is there in front of me. The rest of the people are taking tea. They are eating the things which I don't want to eat. So I think like I feel like I am, I have got a freedom. I am free, but they people are not free. They people are dependent upon these things. They people are dependent upon these things, and they are not as free as I am. Plus I feel like I'm fasting. I need to be in the fasting. I need to drink the plain water, the plain clean water drinkable. So and I do need to eat whatever is necessary and essential for my life, for my health. So I think that we need to understand this thing, that the freer we are, the simpler we are, the easier our life will become. The simpler we live, the better it would be. And there should be less and less things upon which we are dependent. And it will make our life really easy. It will make us the feel free. Thank you.